In this video, we are going to learn how to make this Afghan. It's a free pattern by Lion Brand Yarn. This is the one that I made. It's the same, I just knit a different amount of rows for each color. Go to lionbrand.com and search for Woolwich Afghan, and all of the materials are listed right there. Click on Free Pattern Download and it will take you right to the pattern. I use 4 different colors of Lion Brand's Wool Ease Thick and Quick bonus bundle yarn in Succulent, Sea Glass, Oatmeal, and Gray Marble, and I love how it turned out. These are the materials that you need. Let's get started. What we need to do first, we need to find the strand that is inside our big skein, and you just pull it. We are going to do a long tail cast on, so we kind of need a lot out before we do our slip knot. If you don't know how to slip knot, what you do is you make a loop, you twist your strands, and you grab the one that's underneath, and then you pull. Tighten it around my needle like that. And that's actually our first stitch. You're going to have your tail in the front and your working yarn in the back, and this is how you cast on. I have a beginner video tutorial that shows how to do this, so if I'm going too fast, then find that under my video here and that should help. So I hold my yarn like this, okay, and then I come over here and I pick this yarn up and I go over on this side, come underneath both of those, and I tighten it. So that's 2. And we do it again. You are going to need 98 stitches on your needle, so just keep doing this until you have 98 stitches. Alright, now that we have 98 stitches, we are now going to start knitting. We flip our needles, put the needle that has our working yarn on, that'll be our left hand needle, and we are going to knit 11 rows. So what we do is we go from the front of the stitch to the back, and then this is how I hold my yarn if you're doing English style. You just wrap it like that. And I bring the yarn around counterclockwise, and I come down and up and slide it off. Our yarn's in the back, not in the front. That's what you do for when you purl. Yarn's in the back. Keep that tail down. We go from the front to the back. Bring your yarn around counterclockwise, down and up and off. And that's it. You just knit 11 rows. And this will create a border. And you just kind of bring your stitches closer to the tip of your needle so that it's easier to knit. Not too close so they fall off. And if you guys are continental knitters, for continental knitting, you hold your yarn with your left hand. If you're a crocheter, you might like this way better. And with your left hand, kind of the same way. So either way, I'm going to show you how to do English style. Okay. Now we've turned our work over. Our working yarn is going to be on our left needle when we start. And you do it again. Front to back, bring that yarn around counterclockwise, come down it up and pull it off. And this is row 2. Alright, I will meet you at the end of row 11. Alright, so now we have our border done. We have knitted 11 rows. So now we are going to start the body. We're going to just say row 1. So row 1, you're going to still be knitting with your A color, and you'll knit 6, purl to the last 6 stitches, and knit 6. So we will have a border like right here all the way up, and then on the other side as well. Let's knit 6. Alright, now to purl, we bring our yarn in the front. And then we go from the back of the stitch to the front of the stitch. Bring your yarn around counterclockwise, come down and back up, and slide it off. Let's do it again. Our yarn's still in the front. Come from the back to the front. Bring your yarn around counterclockwise, down and up, and slide it off. And so we just purl all the way until we get to our last 6 stitches. And this will be our wrong side, row 1 and all other odd rows. I made it to my last 6 stitches. Now we bring our yarn in the back so that we can knit them. You do this for all of your odd rows. Okay. Now we are at row 2. All of our even rows, we just knit what we did for the border. But since we purled on the back, it will look like the stockinette stitch. Okay, so you know how to do everything except for changing colors for the stripes. You can follow along with the pattern, what it says. I believe you do 45 rows for each stripe. But what I love about knitting, the beauty about it, is that you can make your blanket however you'd like. So I'm going to have fun with just playing around with the stripes and making them different sizes. So if you want to do the exact same thing that I did, then I will leave those instructions underneath this video and also on my blog post with this blanket. Or you can do your own, or you can follow exactly what the pattern does, which looks beautiful as well. Look at that. Doesn't that look pretty? Be sure to follow along with the written pattern. The link is underneath this video. It is a free pattern from Lion Brand. And I will meet you at where we change colors. Here's a little tip for you. If you accidentally purl too many times, you know, you're supposed to do your knit 6 at the end and you were just in the zone, which I have done multiple times, so I thought, oh, maybe you guys will do this too. To go back, you just grab your left needle and you go underneath this stitch, and then you slide it off of your right hand needle. Now I have 6 stitches, and that will fix it perfectly. And then you can knit them. To change colors, I wanted to show you what it looked like first. This is what it looks like in the front, and this is what it looks like in the back on the wrong side. You can see my tails here, just so that they don't come out while you're knitting the rest of your project. I just kind of twist them together, tie a little knot there. Just a loose one so that we can untie it and we'll weave our ends later. So what we do is I leave probably like a 4-inch tail. Cut your yarn. We insert our needle like we're going to knit. With our new yarn, you make a loop around your right hand needle, and then you hold the 2 strands as you knit that stitch off, okay? And then right here is where I go ahead and I just kind of twist them very loosely so they don't fall apart. And then you just start knitting. So now you know how to change colors. Pretty simple, right? All right, we have made it to the end. As you can see, we have 5 ridges, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we need to bind off. I'm on the right side when I bind off. You knit your first stitch, and then you knit your second stitch. Now, with your left needle, you're going to go through your first stitch and pull it over your second stitch and off your needle. Now, we need to knit another one. So we have 2 stitches on our right needle. And you just pick up your first stitch and pull it over your second stitch and off. And you just keep repeating that all the way to the end. I do this last one kind of tight, and then I pull some of this yarn out so that I have enough to weave it in later. Grab your scissors and cut it. Pull the remainder out, and there you go. Okay, so now we need to weave in all of these ends. So our first one, I try to get as close to the edge as I can, and I come through here, just weave back and forth, and then I come back, and then I cut it. I've done it over here. I will show you how we do it. Remember, I just kind of tied these 2 ends together so that they wouldn't come apart while I was knitting. We need to take those apart. And we weave on our wrong side so we don't see it in the front. This should hide it pretty well. Okay, and then I go back. Just kind of weave my needle through there. Sorry, you can't see it very well. Ugh, got too close to the edge. Grab your scissors and you snip the rest of that off. See, look how good, you can't even tell. And that's how you weave your ends.